Got one. Yep. Little guy. I don't know. I think so. Pretty sure. Didn't take long. That's what I love using these things. Hold on. Ooh. Yep.
Dang, your boom like went all the way up.
He absolutely annihilated that thing. Alright, first one of the day. Just using a little wacky worm. Slow and easy. He absolutely inhaled that one. Well, welcome back to the channel, guys. As you can see, we're doing a little fishing back at my favorite little pond. Decided to take out the light action rod and just do a little finesse fishing. Y'all saw how that one just blew up on this wacky rig. Can't really beat a wacky rig for pond fishing, especially in the summertime like this. If you're curious, all this setup is a Shakespeare micro series, literally like a $16 rod from Walmart, and I have the Cast King Brutus spinning reel. It's literally like a $21 reel, so like $40 setup, and this thing is just phenomenal. It's a two-piece rod, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but if it catches fish, it catches fish. But we decided to come out, do a little fishing, me and the boy. Decided to start working on the corner of this pond here and to kind of work our way over to some of the structure. They're feeding pretty good right now, so we'll fish the wacky worm setup for a little bit, and then when that slows down, switch over to something for a little bit more of a reaction. Did you miss him? You gotta pull back harder.
No, like I went hard.
Yeah, you got braided line on, you're fine.
No, like I have mono at the end of mine. But
So for those of you who don't know, if you are doing this type of finesse fishing, you're gonna want to use fluorocarbon line, just because fluorocarbon does sink. You could get away with braid. I just wouldn't recommend it, but everybody has a personal preference. I'm more of the one to say just get out and go fishing and see what works best for you. But I'm running 20-pound braid with a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. So majority of my line is fluoro on this guy, but that's just kind of how I like using mine. Might even have a 40-pound braid on here, I'm not real sure. It just depends on what time I bought it and when, but I run an 8X braid, so that way it's not quite as noisy when you're using it. I've primarily switched everything over to fluoro leader, except for my top waters. Might be time to start making a move. Apologize about the wobbles. Just literally have my phone strapped onto a GoPro chest mount. I've got all the expensive cameras, but the phone just seems so handy and works so well all the time. So it's kind of like a go-to, especially in scenarios like this. Rig one more time. Got another one. Yeah. Yeah. Little guy. No. It's just a small largemouth. Yeah. There he is.
On another wacky?
Yep.
Oh, you lost your wacky.
Yep. Well, that's part of it.
Is his jaw broken?
No, his jaw's not broken.
Oh, I just didn't know because of the size.
Not too bad though. Number 2, the wacky rig seems to work well here. You should be able to cast a lot further than that.
Well, I don't want to get bird's nest.
Do you want me to set it?
Huh?
Do you want me to set it?
Set what?
To where it won't bird's nest.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to teach the boy. Fish that. So he knows how to use a bait caster, but he has Abu Garcia Revo X, and
I haven't got to use it a lot.
he's got his spool way too tight. Spool way too tight and no break. So I went ahead and switched over to a Ned rig since I had had so much success with the wacky worm. Just want to test it out here. Never really done a lot of finesse fishing. Typically always been a hard bait kind of guy. But sometimes you just got to learn and change. And I'm starting to see the error in my way.
Dang, you're strong.
Got another one. And finesse for the win. Oh, damn it, he just came off.
Dang it.
Oh, well.
What? I said that was a land. I said that was a land.
Gotcha. Woohoo! Big boy. Right on the bank, too. Damn, dude. Huh? No, I got it. Nice, big, healthy boy right there. Yep. Whew, he hit right on the bank. So, do have some news. Unfortunate news, but news nonetheless. There's a reason why I am doing so much fishing at the pond now. Recently had a little mishap with the boat, and after what happened, it's just not going to be the best thing to use the motor I have paired up with it. We're out on the water, and the solenoid, the starter solenoid, got stuck open, and as frantic as I was trying to pull the negative battery terminal, didn't have a master shut off like I should have, and had a little small fire. So they are parts that I can replace, and yes, it is something that it can be fixed. But after we had it out initially, had it running, everything was good, it just started getting to be issue after issue after issue. And I'm aware that when you're working on a motor from 1974, those issues are going to start to manifest, of course. But as much time and money as I've put into this, it's probably just going to be better for me to invest into something a lot newer. So I'm going to be looking for a new outboard. Not really sure what I'm looking at, but definitely probably something closer to late 90s up into the 2000s and even 2010s. So, up until probably 2014 if I can. Just depends. I'm not going to get in a big rush to try and find anything, but may not be on the water anymore this summer. And it also depends on, too, if I'm able to get the money I want out of this motor. I've put a lot into it, and I know there's plenty of guys out there that love OMC and can fix up just about anything. I am not one of those guys. So, hard lesson learned, but nonetheless, I will be shopping for a new outboard. And if it just flat out comes to it and I get a really good offer for my boat, then I'll take it too and start looking for something else. Probably going to need something a little bigger. Right now, if you're new to the channel, over the winter, I decided to start building or rebuilding a 1650. It's a Monarch, 1986 Monarch. It's a 1650 aluminum bass boat, and hull's in great shape, but I ended up putting a 1974 Evinrude 70 horse on it, and it's ran good when it ran. Just something that old, it's getting harder to find parts for them, and most of the parts you do find are not the factory equipment, and I really don't want to use anything else, especially on those motors like that. So I'm going to start looking for something new. I thought it would end up being perfectly fine, but like I said, after all the time and money I put into it, just not worth it anymore. I've spent more time working on the boat than I actually have hunting or fishing, and when it starts to take you away from your passion, it's an issue. Not sure if I've shown y'all this rod and reel setup. This is actually a Cast King Para G2. It's a medium light, so it's a 7.4, and I actually have the Cast King Valiant Eagle. It's a 6:4 to 1 gear ratio, so can get some swim baits or whatever you're throwing moving, but also good to slow stuff down, like this crankbait for instance. And I just have it paired up with my normal line combo. I'm usually using a 30 to 40 pound braid with a 12 pound or 10 pound fluorocarbon leader. Yep, there's another one. Oh, dang. Oops, dang, dude. That's a good size one. Not bad. Maybe a pound and a half. Try and get this. No, I got it out. These treble hooks are sharp. So, looks like the crankbait wins. Ooh. I started a little contest in my head my son doesn't know about, but I'm beating him 5-1 right now. So now that he knows about it, maybe he'll start catching up. 5-1, boy. Well, thanks for tuning in this week, guys. As I mentioned, I have spent an exorbitant amount of time on this boat trying to make sure everything's right. When it starts to keep you away from your passion, that's when it's truly becoming an issue. And It's not that I haven't gone out to try and film content, it's just I've had issues when I have been out on the boat trying to. So I appreciate y'all's patience, but there is more content to come. So thanks for tuning in this week, and I will catch you on the next episode.